So, a new era has started at Chelsea. New beginnings. Graham Potter in charge for his first game at Chelsea. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bingsy, and this video is sponsored by water. Go to the kitchen right now, grab yourself a glass of water, and you're going to get 30% off your mind, and you're going to feel 100% better. Now, a frustrating evening at Stamford Bridge indeed. Salzburg, full credit to them. They came with a young team, a young manager, and they executed their tactical plan flawlessly. So, Chelsea and Salzburg share the points, but Salzburg steals all the plaudits in this case. There was a lot of excitement going into this game. I was buzzing for this game. You know, we've been through this song and dance before, haven't we, guys? With new managers coming in at Chelsea. And this one is quite interesting because we brought in a manager who has zero Champions League experience and who has actually never even been to a Champions League game before. But I felt he did quite well. I'm quite positive about this game. You know, we didn't get the win. And in the end, we huffed and puffed and we tried to go for the victory in the end and we couldn't do it. But there was a lot of positives coming out of this game. And we're going to do a breakdown of this entire game in this video from a Chelsea perspective. So stay tuned. Chelsea started with a 3-5-1-1 formation in this game, and Havertz started as a centre attacking midfielder. He got the free role. Hallelujah. Everyone's been crying out for Havertz to get an opportunity in the hole, and he kind of blew it in this game. It wasn't Havertz's best game at all. In fact, it was quite a poor game from him. First half he was decent, but in the second half he faded away very fast. Besides that, Sterling started at left wing back or left mid, whatever you want to call it. And this was actually, interestingly enough, the Trossard role at Brighton. A role that a direct, fast, pacey attacker really thrives in. And that comes at no surprise because Sterling scored the goal in the end. And Sterling was actually quite sharp this game. I've got to say, by the way, I was one of the people who thought that Sterling would struggle at Chelsea without an advanced playmaker. But this guy is proving me wrong. Sterling is actually doing quite well at Chelsea, folks. This guy is taking a lot of the attacking burden upon himself and making things happen himself. So kudos and fair play to Raz Sterling, who is doing quite well. Before Potter took over the role at Chelsea, there was a lot of jokes online regarding Brighton's Potter being the XG merchants of the EPL. Basically, they always had the highest expected goals tally in the league, but they were still dropping points, draws or losses or whatever that is. And unfortunately, in this case, it turned out to be true as Chelsea had a better XG than Salzburg. Not by much though. As you can see in this chart, first half on the left-hand side was an absolute snooze fest with barely any XG from both teams. But the second half became much better. Chelsea ended up having a better XG, but couldn't make it count in the end. Chelsea really had some opportunities to win the game at the end. Some absolute sitters that were missed by Broja and Ziyech. A couple by Ziyech, one by Broja. Broja had a nice cameo. He came on, he looked sharp, he looked fast, he looked direct, and unfortunately he couldn't convert. Whereas Ziyech dropped an absolute stinker. On the plus side, Mason Mount looked very sharp and very good today. This is someone who's come under heavy criticism from the fan base. And in this game, I felt he was strong. He was doing a lot of forward progressive passes. He actually technically got the assist for Sterling. I think he meant to pass it to Aubameyang, but Aubameyang missed the ball and it ended up at Sterling's feet. So Mount did get an assist, and really happy for Mason as I love the bloke and happy to see that he's hitting some form now under the new manager. And so it ended 1-1, and let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is Potter's first game at Chelsea. His first game. This guy, he's in for a long-term project. As I've alluded to in my previous videos, this is going to take a while. We really need to give this guy support and patience over here. The board and the owners clearly have a vision towards the future. And we have some fantastic players. Let's not write off these players. Let's not say they're rubbish, because they're not. A lot of them are Champions League winners in this squad. A lot of them are internationals. And these guys can win cups, they can win titles. We just need to make a Premier League winning outfit out of this team. We still need to complete the Deadwood clear out, in my opinion. You never know, on another day, Potter could be getting a lot of praise for this game. He did bring on Broja and Ziyech, and Ziyech missed an absolute sitter. Broja put it on a plate for him, and if that had gone in, then everyone would be calling Potter a tactical genius for bringing on these substitutes and for them to combine so nicely. So looking at the positives from this game, decent structure, nice vertical passes, nice combinations in the midfield and in attack as well, but just not good enough when it came to pulling the trigger. That's about it, and that will come with time. So what did we learn from this game? I'm going to outline 3 key points on the lessons learnt from this game against Salzburg. Number 1, Ziyech. His place in the team, in the squad, at the club needs to be reviewed ASAP. And that's not just because of his performances, which have been very, very bad. Dire, to say the least. It's actually because of his attitude. Ziyech is someone who very publicly wanted to leave Chelsea in the transfer window. He was on a flight to Amsterdam after our game against Southampton, I believe. He went straight to Amsterdam to finalise a transfer, didn't get his move, but somehow this guy is still in the squad. Every time he comes on, it's quite evident that he lacks a lot of confidence. He's not willing to take players on. His crossing has become shocking. He can't even beat his first man on crosses from the corner. And Lukaku's best mate needs to go straight away. I'm not one for calling out players and telling them to leave the club, but this player actually wanted to leave the club. So, Hakeem, my friend, red carpet, the door is open. Numero dos, our corners. Now, we've been absolute rubbish when it comes to set piece taking and defending from set pieces. I know we didn't have any trouble defending set pieces in this game, but nor did we have any sort of attacking opportunities from set pieces or corners. When's the last time we scored a goal from a corner? When's the last time we actually had any sort of decent heading opportunities off a corner or off a set piece? I know that Koulibaly scored that banger against Tottenham early on in this season and everyone started dancing and had their vuvuzelas out, but that was an anomaly. That was a one-off. We barely have any heading chances now from corners, and we need to address this ASAP. That's going to add a new dimension to our attack, to our game, and some extra hours need to be spent at the training ground on corners and set pieces. Number 3 is our plan for January. Now, what people need to understand is besides bringing in Potter from Brighton, we've also brought in a very talented and sought-after coaching team in Kyle, Bjorn, Bruno from Brighton. And Kyle, who is the recruitment analyst for Potter, needs to keep his eyes out for some sort of advanced playmaker. Go to the World Cup. Go to some other leagues or some other clubs out there. Find us an advanced playmaker, someone who can set up our attackers for success. We fail badly when it comes to low blocks, and we also fail against teams similar to Salzburg, who are very good in the middle of the park, who keep things narrow, who don't leave a lot of space in between the lines, as they say. So we need to look for a cam or an attacking midfielder, and that's going to solve a lot of our attacking issues. Well, that's about it, folks. I'm going to wrap this video up. Let's be patient. This team has been playing badly for a while now, let's be honest. We can't expect our attackers to magically start converting chances again. And Potter needs some time to fix the issues that have been there since the Tuchel era. So Potter needs some time. Let's get behind him. Let's support him. Yes, it's not the greatest result. And yes, we typically conceded like we always do. But we can't expect magic in 1 week. We've got to ride this out. Anyways, I'll love you and leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day ahead. And until next time, peace.